Hare Krishna. All glories to Lord Jagannath. We're celebrating here in Mayapur the festival of Lord Jagannath. The Rathayatra parade is coming to Gundicha Mandir and then returning. This is a very important point that the Lord is the property of his devotees, Bhaktavatsal. So when Gauranga Mahaprabhu was dancing in the mood of the Brijbasis, dancing for Lord Jagannath as the procession continued to the Gundicha Mandir, sometimes the cart would stop, especially when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would stop and dance in a circle. There were 3 circles around him, and so that he could be protected from the large crowds of people. And he was dancing in ecstasy, and Lord Nityananda was nowhere to be found, and he fell into the arms of Maharaj Prataparuja. And externally he was, oh, how abominable. I'm being touched by a materialistic king, a king. The word king is detrimental to devotional service, so on. It's a spot on a white sheet. Gauranga Mahaprabhu would speak like this. But internally he was very satisfied with Maharaj Prataparuja because the king had taken a golden broom and became Lord Jagannath's sweeper in front of the cart of Jagannath all the way to the Gundicha Mandir. And of course, Maharaj Prataparuja many times tried to have a interview, a darshan with Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and he always refused because he's in the renounced order. We should avoid asatsangat tyage, Vaishnavachara. We should avoid the materialistic association. Materialistic people are attached to material possessions and sense pleasure. Especially in the renounced order of life, one should be very, very careful. So Lord Chaitanya never agreed to have Maharaj Prataparuja come and meet him in a private darshan, a private interview. But internally, he was so pleased with the king, who was a pure devotee of the Lord. He was ready to give up his entire kingdom and become a Kapalika yogi, tantric yogi, and just go door to door with a begging bowl. A skull, actually. They use a skull as their begging bowl. So he had great determination. Prabhupada said this is a great determination, a symptom of great determination to give up everything, his whole kingdom, for the mercy of receiving the Lord's darshan. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu, of course, was very merciful. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the superintendent of Jagannath Temple, he told Maharaj Prataparuja, you simply understand that Gauranga Mahaprabhu is very pleased with you, but he has to externally show the behaviors and the etiquette of a person in the renounced order of life. So many parameters are there. So he told Maharaj Prataparuja, simply go and put on dhoti kurta. And there were some gardens on the way to Gundicha Mandir, which reminded Lord Chaitanya of Vrindavan, Aitola gardens and so on. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu was very exhausted from dancing and experiencing all this ecstasy, bodily symptoms were sprouting from his body. And he lay down on the bench at the gardens, and he was exhausted. And Maharaj Prataparuja was instructed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, go and massage him. And Maharaj Prataparuja was reciting songs by the gopis glorification of the flute, description of the Rasa Leela dance, all these different chapters from the 10th canto. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu, as he was legs being massaged, he went into ecstasy, and he pretended not to recognize who this person was. It was simply from his mouth, so much nectar was flowing, the nectar of the Braj Prema, the nectar of the gopis' love for Krishna, in the mood of Madhurya Ras, sweet Ras. And he was saying, you are my greatest well-wisher. I don't know who you are, but you're my greatest benefactor. You are so wonderful. You're filling my heart and ears with this pure nectar of Krishna and the gopis dancing along the Yamuna River. And the gopis are hearing the flute of Krishna which is amazing, strikes the Gandharvas with wonder and so on. So in this way, Maharaj Prabhupada was benedicted by Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and he got full mercy of the Lord at this point during the Rathayatra parade. So we also have to realize that we are also quite fallen in the West, but that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya, most magnanimous incarnation of God. And Prabodhananda Saraswati writes in his book Chaitanya Chandrika, Chajamrita, that one may be a devotee of Vishnu, but if he doesn't serve Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he's most unfortunate. So we're very fortunate because Gauranga Mahaprabhu is bringing us into the realm of Vraj Prem. Not Dwarka Prem, not Vaikuntha Prem, but Vraj Prem. Pure flowing of Bhakti from the heart. So absorbed, Krishna's friends, Arjuna, he's a cowherd boy, he's dusting off the peacock feather of Krishna, and Subal is leaning on the shoulder of Krishna. Although he's the Lord and soul of the entire universe, the source of all the universes, the source of the quadruple expansions, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, source of Karana, Daksha, Vishnu. He's unlimitedly powerful, but here the cowherd boys are jumping on his shoulders or playing tricks with him in the mood of Sakyaras. So this is the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And this Rathayatra festival represents the Brijbasis going to Kurukshetra from Vrindavan and beseeching the Lord, please, we miss you so much. There's so much separation. How can we live? And we're drawing him back to Vrindavan. Hare Krishna.